The following segment is sponsored by TruNorth Advisors.
The social distancing we've been practicing in our studios means we haven't been sitting down in person with our guests. We're adapting our process to produce those segments online. And today, a topic that is top of mind for many of us, that's COVID-19 and its effect on the economy and your retirement. Our guest this morning knows that you have unique goals for your retirement, and he will help you pursue those goals with ethics, passion, and personal attention, even in these unprecedented times. We're talking to Matthew Dixon of TruNorth Advisors. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Oh, wonderful. Thanks for being here. First, tell us a little bit about yourself and the services you provide at TruNorth.
So we're just a holistic kind of financial planning group that we focus primarily on pre-retirees or retirees. We're almost what we would call kind of like your specialist that your physician maybe would send you to in the financial planning realm.
And how did you go into that line of work? What do you love about it?
We just love helping families, protect their assets, grow their assets, and bring home good income for a sustainable life. So we just love this area here in the Carolinas, and we love working with these good families.
A lot of important work to be done. I know it's rewarding for you to be able to help your clients. They've come to you with a lot of questions during this coronavirus pandemic and the economic fallout causing a lot of confusion for people. So let's start with the big one. What is your current outlook on COVID-19 and its effect on the economy?
Well, we're first just very, very sorry that there's so many families that are being, I guess you could say, just put into hard situations because of this, and I know that financially it's hurt a lot of people. We've had some calls obviously about it, but economically, Americans, we're resilient people. We've been through crisis before, and so economically, with the stimulus package that the administration has put together, we feel like it shouldn't be too far out. Hopefully, where our economy is going to continue to kind of get back to where it was, and not be so volatile.
Okay, perfect. The second question, how do you foresee the big market correction in March playing out for the year?
Well, that absolutely is expected as far as in an election year. We've been known to have the ups and downs, what we would almost call choppy waters, but March was more like a wave crashing across the bow of our boat, which is a bit different than the normal just volatility. And so it's definitely going to have an impact throughout the year, which is why we usually try to steer people in an election year more towards kind of protection in their assets and in their plan. So from a planning aspect, we like to add in some sort of protection in there to ensure that through these types of choppy waters, it will be able to kind of bounce back here.
Certainly important. And you mentioned earlier how the stimulus package can assist in boosting the economy. Are there any particular areas of concern there?
So we believe the stimulus package is excellent because it's put together for how to meet our immediate need, especially as a small business owner myself. Like we're thrilled to be able to have that extra stimulus there to cover us for a couple of months. But long term, my greatest concern is just from the tax aspect, where we have a large deficit already, and we're going to be adding, is it $3 or $4 trillion more dollars to the deficit. Long term for retirees' life, if they're looking at it like we look at it, which is 25 years of unemployment, right? Where we're planning on having to pay taxes. Well, eventually, it's pretty simple. Our taxes are going to stay the same, go down, or go up. Well, we believe over a 25-year period, taxes are going to go up if you have a large deficit. So for a retiree that doesn't have tax planning inside of their plan or their portfolio, it's definitely going to be an issue later. Whether it's 5 or 10 years down the road.
Definitely something to consider, and you want somebody who understands it all by your side. You offer a really valuable resource. It's a guide on tax planning, and people can get that right through your website. Talk to us about some of those tips.
Yeah, so we call it the 3-step tax reduction strategy, where the first thing we have to know is what is our total taxation? What's the total taxation that we could have now versus also later? We also need to know how many tax deferred assets do we have, and what's the tax implication of tax deferred assets, maybe IRAs, 401ks, 403bs, because there are ways where we could kind of fall into a trap of having to defer these taxes, but eventually having to pay them when it's maybe unexpected. And then third is making sure that we know which strategies are available for us to minimize our taxes, especially on our income as a retiree. So this is 25 years of unemployment. Let's make sure that we understand what our total taxation is going to be. So right on our website, they can go on there and get that 3-step strategy guide.
And it's an important thing to do. People should do some research. RetireTrueNorth.com is your website. Also, I think this is kind of cool. You've got a book coming out, and it is called Right. Tell us about that book.
Yeah, Retirement Income Tax Exempt. So, the title on there, it's one of the strategies available for pre-retirees and retirees to take advantage of the tax code and utilizing tax-free income. Right there on the title of my book, you'll see where it says, why some people have tax-free income and some do not. Many of our clients, most of them, will have some sort of tax plan in there, tax strategy in there. And the book, Right, Retirement Income Tax Exempt, actually is one of the strategies available for retirees. And it actually explains how they'll be able to receive tax-free income and the long-lasting impact of having tax-free income versus taxable. So a lot of strategies in there. And a lot of good explanation of what's available for the common American.
And you're there to work alongside somebody to make it all make sense. Now, the process for somebody who's interested in working with you, somebody who wants to learn more, what should they do?
They can definitely dial us and call right on in to our number 864-882-9859. All they have to do is schedule an appointment. We always do a complimentary review of wherever anybody might be. There's no cost to get a review of where they're currently at, and they could also just log in through our website or go into our website and download an appointment or download one of those tax maps.
All right, starts with a discovery meeting. You determine what their ideal retirement looks like, and then you can evaluate. And you've got the TruNorth process to examine their financial situation, determine retirement needs, and make a plan. Anything else you want people to know before we let you go?
No, I think we've really summed it up today. I appreciate your time.
Well, thanks for making it easy to talk about, easy to make sense of. You're located at 12 Parkway Commons Way in Greer, just off Pelham Road. The website is retiretruenorth.com. Your email, people can call you at 882-9859. All that information is on your screen right now. Matthew Dixon of TruNorth Advisors. We hope to have you on again soon and answer more questions people have about their retirement.
Yeah,
thank you.
Thank you, Margaret. I appreciate it.